Okay, so I've watched two shows on Netflix. We don't have a TV, but I've watched two shows in the last 5 years. And that was like, because I had gotten like I'm like committed to the characters or whatever. And one of the shows is The Handmaid's Tale. Super dark. It's super dark. If you haven't seen it, it's really dark. But I got really into it and really committed to it. And they just finished the last season, so I'm done. And I was like actually kind of relieved because then I can go back to not like, oh my gosh, it's Tuesday, I'm going to be watching The Handmaid's Tale. It just brings up too much energy and too much in my, too much like stuff in my energy field. That's why I don't really watch that much TV or media. However, so I was thinking about this. I was like, why am I obsessed with this show? And I'm sure you know what it's about. It's about a dystopian society where a group of men takes over the United States basically, and because the fertile women drop rate, like the babies are not being born, like something's wrong with the environment, and the birth rate has dropped like 60%. And so what they do is they take over the United States and they round up all of the fertile women and take their children away from them, separate them, and imprison them so that they can give birth to the rich people in the society. And they're basically they're sex slaves, they're baby slaves. And I'm like, it's so dark, and there's lots of truth to it, as like there's people all around the country and all around the world, women who have been enslaved. There's sex trafficking. I mean, it's just like awful. There's so much about this. Now I started thinking, why am I obsessed with the show? And here is why. If I really dig deep, here's why. Because I really relate to the character, the main character, Offred, who is a handmaid and is basically a sex baby slave to a rich couple. Now, was my story that extreme? No. Was my story that bad? No. But what I relate to about it and what I'm projecting all over it is, and I'm using the word projecting here, is that I did feel enslaved. I really did. In my, especially in my home from 7 to 14, actually, after my dad died, I did. I was beat. I was put in my room for weekends at a time, and I wasn't able to leave to use the bathroom. I was told I was worthless. I was made to say I was worthless. I was like a weird kind of prisoner in a way. And there was sexual abuse, not in that house, but in other houses. And I had fantasies about being captured and raped. Like I was really, really lost. And I was actually a prisoner, and I was a prisoner of other people's projections onto me. And I was grounded all the time. I was never able to do anything. I had all these really weird rules. So I project all over the character. I relate to the character. Now, what I want to share with you is, and I'm going to share one more story really quickly. The gardeners came a while back. I'm sorry, my computer is stuttering. I'm just going to have to work through it. I really need a new computer. The gardeners came and they cut the branches off of the tree. So the trees outside are like, they have like, they've been cut. And I was walking one day and I was like, oh my God, they're so sad. They miss their branches. I did all this projection all over them. And then I tuned into the tree and I asked the tree, I'm like, are you sad? I'm so sorry. They're like, no, we're happy. It's like getting a haircut. It's like you getting your fingernails cut. We like it because it brings more energy down to the root and we're able to grow even better and bigger. He's like, it's not a big deal. And I realized in that moment after talking to the tree that I literally just projected all of my pain all over. And we do this with our animals. We do this. There's a horse down the street that I projected, a pony, all this stuff on it. I'm like, the pony's fine. It's me. It's me. I do it. I project it. I was obsessed with elephants. I knew every single elephant that was captured and in captivity all over the country, and some all over the world as well, in zoos and in circuses, because I followed their stories. And I related to that. I related to the abuse of elephants, and I projected my pain all over them. Now, granted, they really shouldn't be in zoos or circuses. It's actually barbaric, but that is real. But I projected, and we do this all of the time. I do it all the time. So this video, what I want you to be conscious of and just start thinking about is, where are you projecting your pain onto other things? And if there's TV shows that you like, or books that you like, or things that you're really attracted to, ask yourself a deeper question, like, why? How does this relate back to me? What is this showing me? Just like with The Handmaid's Tale. And I realized, okay, obviously I still have some work to do here to continue clearing out this, because if I felt imprisoned, which I did at that age, I'm still working through the imprisonment of my mind that I went into during that time. I went into the imprisonment of my mind thinking I was not good enough. And I'm still coming out of that. I'm still working on breaking free of that. So just be careful when we project all over. And a lot of times we're projecting onto our animals. I've done it. I've done it. And they're fine. Sometimes they're just fine, or when they're in the death process and it's so hard and all of that. But just watch it in the plants and the animals, and knowing like what's real, what is actually happening, and what are our projections. And with the projections, it's an opportunity for us to dig deeper, for you to dig deeper and ask deeper questions. What's the deeper healing? What more do I have to release here? Where am I getting stuck? And where have I not healed in relationship to my past or my present? In our relationships with our partners. Woo! That's a whole other video. We can project all over, and they project on us. So being careful, and this is mastery. This is spiritual warrior, is starting to recognize and then having the courage to go deeper and look at it. All right, my name is Beth Osmer, and thank you for listening, and I will see you on the next video. Oh, P.S., and if you're projecting on me, stop it. I'm just kidding. We do. I mean, I do it too. We probably are. And maybe you are, maybe you're not. But social media, woo, right, for projection. It was a joke, but I do it too. I do it too. So we got to be really careful and stay in our little spaceships and stay in our lane. Our spaceships, our little silos, our little karmic, auric like boundaries here. So we can be rocking it out and truly be a support for ourselves and other people. All right, my name is Beth Osmer, and I'll see you on the next video.